So guys, I was looking forward to this race all week. This is the first time that we are racing around this track, a brand new track, brand new layout. Yeah, we raced around St. Croix, but this is our first time that we've ever done St. Croix in reverse on the layout A. So was very excited. We started off in 11th position, not the best qualifying, but I know that we can work our way through it. We get our 3-2-1, away we go. Fast forward down the straight, lead us past the start finish line. Leading into turn number 1, we break right before the 100-meter board, take it nice and easy into the barrier, and oh no. So we're just going to forget that the first 35 seconds happened in this video as we jump into our very first race. This is our first race. We never did any race before this, but we get our 3-2-1. Away we go, and we start off right behind the Argentinian and the Brazilian in third place, and start right ahead of the American Placa Plum. So heading into turn number 1, we spot our breaking point right after the 100-meter board because we've done this before. We're professionals. We don't run into the barrier. Going into turn 1, we take it nice and easy, and we go through it without any incidents like a professional does. So yeah, you guys, like I said, don't say anything about the first 35 seconds. But heading into turn number 2, we spot our breaking point right before the shadow of that bridge, and we get a great run on the Argentinian, but so does the American right behind us with Placa. He gets a really great run, takes a little peek on the inside here of this long 4-corner left-hander, almost a resemblance of Istanbul, but you can see that Placa gets the 3rd place away from us as we hit our breaking point. But right here, I swear, I slowed down as much as I could, but just nothing could be done as we just absolutely murder Placa Plum. And I have to say right now, just a sincere apology for that, sir. I did not mean to do murder in cold blood and in broad daylight, sir. That was not my intention, but we just have to continue on forward. PX Ram 69 confirmed, and we now get shuffled up by the Canadian of GSX here, and we lose 2 positions based off of that contact. So a little bit deserved there because we did just take out somebody and absolutely ruin their day. But we're going to continue on forward here as we are now stuck in P. Steve, and this is not good for us as we have to try to catch back up to the guys up ahead as Argentina takes a wild trip to the outside barrier, makes contact with that, and that gives us a free position right there. Thank you very much. But we focus right here as we get into the slipstream of the Porsche and the GTR right ahead of us. Take a little peek on the inside of the Porsche with the Earnhardt livery, but just don't do anything into this corner. It's just a little too risky. Very fast corner, and on the exit you can get a really bad snap of understeer, and if you get that understeer, it can easily just force you onto the car, into the outside, and take him out. So we didn't want to put ourselves into that situation. We want to get around these guys cleanly, and we just fall right back in line in 5th place and get a lot of wheel spin on the exit. So this racetrack, St. Croix, I believe it's the version A in reverse. Not a racetrack that I've ever raced around. This is the first time that we actually did some laps around here. And you can see that I was really rusty. Don't really know much of the braking points. It's a very long track, almost about a 3 minute and a 0.3. I believe that's the lap time. I believe the fastest guy around here right now in the Americas is 3.02. But it's a very long racetrack. You can see on the top right corner of the map many corners that you have to get down. And the first 2 sectors they're all right. They're decent. You can get it down pretty fast because it's a lot of just quick corners right here. You got a 190 degree, you got a right 90 degree, and then you got that 4 left-hander that kind of resembles Istanbul, and then you head into the bridge off of that little chicane, I guess you can call it. But after that, once you get into that mess of the final 2 sectors, that's where it starts getting a little tricky because every single corner looks exactly the same. And it just takes a lot of muscle memory to try to remember what corners are which and where the braking points are at. You can get easily lost there and accidentally make some accidents, and it can lead to a lot of lost time. But as we come into the bridge for the 2nd time, you can see that the Porsche decided I didn't want any of this anymore. I just wanted to end it all, and just immediately demolishes himself into the barrier. And I had to go get a new change of pants right there because for sure was not expecting that type of murder happening by the barrier. But we were able to get up into P4 as we now set our sights on the 2 Canadians up ahead as the Brazilian in first place has just ran away with this race, so no one's going to be able to touch him. But we can at least try to shoot for a podium, try to get that second place position, even that. But right behind us, we are starting to get pressured by the Argentinians, so it's getting a little bit dicey here. So into this long 4 left-handers, we spot a breaking point right in the rumble strip, but the Argentinian sends it on the inside, somehow gets the car woe down, and he is able to get that 4th place away from us easily into that right corner. So a little embarrassing right there. I don't know what I did wrong. I thought I braked where I needed to, but as you can tell right there, the Argentinian thought, hey, you know what, sir, you braked a little too early. I'm going to show you how to real G does it, and look at that. He was able to get away that 4th place position from us, and now we have to fight our way back around him if we want any opportunity of getting that podium up ahead. So we now lead our way into this dreaded final 2 sectors that I've been talking about, where you can get easily lost, and you can see that within this final 2 sectors that the Argentinian in 4th was able to pull away, but now we're starting to get pressured from the American of Rodrigo right behind us, and I know he's very, very quick, so I'm going to do everything in my power to try to hold him behind. But if he does get around us, then maybe it can actually be a little bit of a silver lining, because we can kind of use him as a guide to get around this track and see where we're losing our time. Just follow him on the slip, and maybe we can work our way through here. As you can see, he's riding around in the Lexus, but coming down the straight here, we laid ourselves into lap number 4, so just 3 laps left in this race. Very, very short race when it comes down to lap times, but the fact that these laps are 3-minute long laps, it can be about 18-19 minute race when it's all said and done. So although the lap counter is down, it's still a pretty long race. But heading into the right-hander, PX7 Rodrigo, almost PX Cam looking like, goes into the inside, brakes later than us, flashes his lights in cheer, in glee actually, as he congratulates himself overtaking us going into that right corner. We just let him get it through. And now our plan of trying to follow him through the rest of the lap just unravels here, as he's just pulling away from us, gets around P number 4 of the Argentinian, and he is now finding himself in a beautiful position. He's trying to catch up to the podium sitter of 3rd of GSX now. And now we just have to just do everything in our power to hold on and try to see if we can maybe take advantage of some type of stuff that happens up ahead. But again, the same scenario that's been happening the entirety of the race. We're just stuck right behind somebody, and somebody is catching up to us, and this time it's the Canadian of Got No Brakes. So we head into this final little windy section right here of the final sector, and we're just keeping an eye on the Argentinian, see what his braking zones are, as he goes a tad bit wide onto this corner, misses the apex. We get a really great exit, and try to get a good exit right here, because this is going to lead us into probably the 2 most important straights that can lead that can basically lead you into an overtake. So we get a really great run right here, lead us into the final corner. Spot a breaking point right after the 100-meter board. See, the Argentinian takes a very wide entrance into there. We get a really great run, but on the exit we just get a tad bit loose, and we follow the Argentinian here in the slipstream as we head into turn number 1. So still not close enough to try to make a maneuver or an overtake, especially into this hard braking zone that leads us into turn number 2. And we just get a really great run right here. Take a little peek onto the inside, think twice of it, and if we would have gotten a better exit onto the main straight, maybe, just maybe, we could have been close enough to try to make a move on to turn number 2, but we just have to back out there. So the Argentinian just takes a little bit of a wide entrance into this left-hander, which is a very interesting line he's taking. Not sure if it's the lag or what, but we do have a Canadian out on the grass, as he is in no man's land, and we get a really great run to the inside, go onto the left-hand side of him, get the overtake done. We are now up into PO number 5. He's got a service penalty, and there you go. He serves his penalty, loses the slipstream, and now with a surprise mistake from the Canadian, we find ourselves in P5. So I guess that's just going to be the name of the game, just keeping it on the track, making sure that we don't make any huge mistakes. We could probably get a couple of positions here, especially towards the end of this race. But as we come into, again, the windy section of the final 2 sectors. We get a little brave overtake on the inside of of this left-hander as the Canadian of Got No Brakes just drifts it onto the inside, almost takes us out. And he must have thought this was Formula D if he was trying to make a move onto the inside like that, but doesn't get the overtake done, as that would have definitely ended our career there. But you can see the Argentinian goes a tad bit wide off of the right-hander, hits the gravel trap, and he can see how much he's just struggling to keep it on the track. You saw the right or the rear just dancing left and right, and that's good news for us. That means that maybe he's just, you know, the pressure's getting to him, although we're so far back from him. But who knows, maybe we can, if we can catch up to him, maybe we can push him into a mistake, as we still do have about a lap left, so anything is possible here. But it's across the start-finish line now, leading us into the final lap. This is the part where I have to lay everything out on the table and just do everything in my power to try to catch up to the Argentinian, just try to close that gap, as the gap was about 1.5 seconds prior to this lap, but now it is closing back up to 1 second. But it is not only in our plans to try to catch up to the Argentinian, it's also into Got No Brakes plans as well, as he is right behind us, just trying to push us forward, push us along, and get around us. But we're covering every which way, trying to make sure that we defend the attack if he tries to make a sneaky one into, you know, some of these braking zones. But into the 4 left-handers, leading us into the spot where we were overtaken at before. We try to brake as late as we can, but in doing so, we just kind of going a tad bit too hot. And almost get a penalty right there, because we cut it onto the inside, and all 4 tires were on that green AstroTurf, which is a big no-no that could easily get you a 0.5 second penalty. But luckily the game didn't register it as a penalty, but we are now under pressure by Got No Brakes, and leading off the bridge section, heading into the right corner. He just sets himself up beautifully onto the inside, brakes later than us, and he's able to get away that 5th place position. So we are back now into P-Steve, and we don't want to be in P-Steve right now, but hey, we're just gonna have to deal with it. Just follow along with the Canadian, and maybe we can just find our way around him, or have him pull us up to the Argentinian, who knows. But leading us into the final 2 sectors, the windy section. Once again, we just fiddle around here, try to see if we can put some more braking towards the front, or just do anything to help us out here on this technical section. But you can see that Got No Brakes gets a really bad entrance into that corner, drifts again, and we are able to make the overtake, but he just gets back on the exit, gets a really great run, and is able to get the cutback on us, and he is able to regain that 5th place position. So it's now the battle for 5th place, and we are just flip-flopping with Got No Brakes as he just goes into the corner once again with a full head of steam, goes drifting into the corner. We get a really bad exit, wheel spin, but look at this, the Argentinian gets a really bad exit as well, as I think he made contact with the wall, and is now the battle for 4th place between the Argentinian and the Canadian. As they come out of this left-hander, the Argentinian just goes wide, taps the Canadian, spins him out, and Got No Brakes is now out of this race. He just gets turned with only about half a minute left in this race, and that is not what we wanted to see. But hey, we're now up into P5, and this is going to be the battle for P4. It's not going to be the battle for the podium, but we are able to at least get ourselves up a position. Can we get the 2nd position down, as we are now down to this final 2 corners? So we're just setting ourselves up here, trying to get a great exit. This is going to lead us into the final fast corner, and we get a really great run. Take a little peek onto the inside. The Argentinian defends us on the inside. We take a very wide entrance into this corner, get the move done, but it's not over yet. The Argentina forces into the wall, pushes us into the barrier. We lose time right there, and what a dirty move by the Argentina. He just pushed us into the wall. We get a little bump from Got No Brakes, and we finish this race somehow in 5th place after all the drama that happened on that final minute and a half in this race. And I gotta tell you, the Argentinian, he was on one. He was looking for blood this day, as he took out Got No Brakes and then forced us into the barrier. And this is the result right here, as we finished in 5th place. So not the result that we were looking for. The ending was very dramatic, a lot more dramatic than what it should have been, especially because we had no business fighting for that 4th place position. But somehow we just all got clumped up together on the final 2 sectors, and this was the result right here. So hopefully it was as entertaining as it was, because during this race I was furious. At the end that we got smashed into the wall. But hey, sometimes that's just how racing goes. But anyways, let me know how you guys are doing on this week. Leave it in the comments down below. If you guys really enjoyed this video, feel free to hit that like button and the subscribe button, as it really helps out the channel when you guys do so. And if you guys want to follow me on the Twitters, Instagram, or even on Discord, all of those are in the description down below as well. And since you guys made it all the way to the end of the video, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, I hope to catch you guys on the next one. Peace.